behold an 80s Lincoln in its native environment in a garage because, of course. So, we have the Continental back together. Here, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, the paint sucks, I know. But it looks better under the hood now. Got some fresh paint on some things, and unfortunately some dirty fingerprints that don't want to clean out. Nice new radiator. Purdy injection pump down there. Properly attached to the dipstick tube. For a long time, this was actually sharing a bolt here. This is the it's the blow-off valve or overpressure valve or whatever you want to call it. But there's a little nut right here that the dipstick was attached to. When I took the intake off, I found there's a bolt hole right there. So I put a bolt in there, and now it's actually held where it's supposed to be. Coolant overflow bottle I replaced a few months ago. That was new old stock. Got it somewhere cheap on eBay. Replaced the fuel heater switch for the second time. I replaced it, then I broke it, and I replaced it again. What else did I fix while I was in here? This ball of spaghetti down here I need to do some further neatening with, but there was wiring in this harness. This is the air suspension pump. One of these, this is the air suspension relay, and the one behind it is the air compressor relay, or the air conditioning compressor relay. And there were some shorts in there. It was making the pumps work, and the pump run when it wasn't supposed to, and the compressor not run when it should have. I also had to replace the low pressure switch over there for the air conditioning to get that fixed. I installed a vacuum valve. It's not going to show up very well. The original one was bad, and I could not find a replacement, so that's just a generic vacuum switch I got from eBay, and I mounted it to the original bracket so it mounts, bolts up the firewall. Basically, it just gets manifold vacuum, and when the engine's running, it'll allow the compressor to turn on. Without this, the compressor will turn on with the engine not running. Let's see. This is the crank position plug, crank position sensor plug. The other end of this, which is, invisible, the sensor end of the plug was actually broken. So this hung over here somewhere, and there were just wires stabbed into it. So I replaced the plug on the crank position sensor with a junkyard unit. So that's where it goes. This plug body is not in great shape, so I would like to replace that, but it's working. I want to repaint the air cleaner lid and the master cylinder lid. It's kind of nasty, but that's all just cosmetic. I have replaced this. This was actually done a few months ago. I'm not sure if that hole is missing a clip or what, but there's nothing up there. There's no, there's no hole back there to hold it. So whatever. It came off of another car, so who knows what they were doing. So yep, there she is. But the most important part, the one that everyone is really curious about, does she go? Let's see, procrastination edition. Clicking is the AC compressor. Can't see it down there, but a little bit of belt slippage. Alright, before I cast myself out of here, I gotta go get some cash. Later, folks.